everyone, welcome to StudyIQ English. Here comes a positive news from the country of Chile in South America. It has become the first nation across entire Americas, that's North America, South America taken together, to have eliminated the deadly bacterial disease called leprosy. How was this wonder achieved? All because of strong surveillance, universal access to healthcare, timely early treatment, at the same time a political commitment has made this happen today. And if I was to ask you which is then the first country to have eliminated the disease of leprosy, then that's Jordan. Jordan, with the map I have shown you many times recently, because entire West Asia has been in headlines owing to the Iran and US war. Now, talking about leprosy, this bacterial disease for a very long time was also a subject of taboo, a subject of stigma. But today countries like Chile have proven that when there is a political commitment, any wonder can be achieved. And broadly, if you see, leprosy can also be referred to as a tropical disease, a neglected tropical disease, NTD. Why? Because these are a group of infections that are usually impacting the poor and vulnerable populations across the world, mostly in tropical and subtropical regions. Unfortunately, these diseases do not get much attention. They are not on the priority list of global organizations. And if you were to name many other diseases like this, the tropical diseases, neglected ones, then we can also say rabies is an example here, dengue fever is an example here, chikungunya is an example, and the much spoken about Chagas disease. The Chagas disease is also quite an example here. Now, along with that, if you talk of leprosy, how Chile has become the first country in America to achieve this wonder, because right from 1993 now, it's been more than 30 years, there has been no known local transmission. So no more case locally known identified in Chile, and today therefore the country has got an official certification from World Health Organization that yes, successfully it has been able to overcome this deadly disease after Jordan, because then Jordan was the first country to have achieved this distinction. Now, map work is usually always important, and you can have a look at Chile here, right on the southern western end of South America. This is a country we have thoroughly studied, as Venezuela was attacked by US military, as Operation Absolute Resolve happened, in which Venezuelan President Mr. Maduro was taken as a capture. So this is a map that we have seen many times. Remember, we have also discussed the Trinidad and Tobago Islands very near Venezuela. So you must know about this entire region. Now, talking more about the disease of leprosy itself, it is a bacterial infection caused by the bacteria known as Mycobacterium leprae. It is also referred to as Hansen's disease. So if a question comes, these are interchangeable names. Leprosy, also Hansen's disease. And how does it impact the human body? It's visible in the form of blistering, skin infections. It causes peripheral nervous system disorder. It leads to eye and other respiratory mucosa infection as well. And if it's not treated on time, if it's left like that unattended, then it can also lead to a longer term immobility, nerve damage, and a long term disability. So therefore the disease does need immediate attention. Now, talking about how it is an NTD. It is a neglected tropical disease, as I just spoke about. And what does World Health Organization say regarding this? Now, according to World Health Organization, there has to be a target by 2030. Yes, the same year in which we are also planning to achieve globally our sustainable development goals, all 17 of them. Yes, the same year in which most of the countries are also determined to achieve their nationally determined contributions under Paris Agreement. Yes. Similarly, by 2030, WHO says we need to have a zero leprosy across the world. The disease must be eliminated by 2030, but unfortunately, it is still present and it exists in about 120 and more countries. The fact that neglected tropical diseases do not get immediate treatment, they do not get a priority when it comes to research and development in the medical field, is primarily the cause why a global elimination has not been possible. And if you look at the WHO's overall roadmap for these neglected tropical diseases, then by 2030, the idea is to eliminate many more such NTDs, not just leprosy. Leprosy is one example, and now Chile has globally become the 61st country to have eliminated at least one of these NTDs. That's leprosy, the one we just spoke about. Now, talking about the treatment. What's the nature of treatment? So if it's a bacterial infection, then naturally the easy and the most generally acceptable treatment is antibiotics right here. And when you talk about antibiotics, there is a multi-drug therapy that's usually utilized to treat this infection caused by Mycobacterium leprae. So how do you do the treatment? The basic and the most important medicine here is rifampicin. And does it remind you of something? It should. Now, rifampicin is also a drug that we usually give in the case of tuberculosis. If you remember, right now we were discussing the world is dealing with another fear. According to World Health Organization, majority of bacteria, majority of viruses, in fact, all the microorganisms are now becoming resistant. There is a tendency of antibiotic overuse, abuse across developing countries where drugs are easily available over the counter, and that has led to people doing self-medication. We have seen in the times of COVID pandemic as well, a lot of drug abuse, whether it's antibiotic or steroid. Now, over a period of time, these microorganisms become so resistant to antibiotics that they do not die. And therefore, India recently has also initiated its AMR, Antimicrobial Resistance Plan 2.0, where now we are targeting more awareness among public to stop self-medication, and therefore we spoke of rifampicin, a key drug used to cure TB, but then now we are having another problem, multi-drug resistant TB, MDR TB, because now the TB bacteria also doesn't respond to antibiotics owing to resistance. So the same antibiotic here, rifampicin, is also used in the case of leprosy. Then there are many more medication. As I said, it's a multi-drug therapy. So it's combined with medicines like dapsone, like clofazimine. So these are given together. It's an easy treatment provided it's done consistently, and that's where the problem is. Majority people are not aware of continuing the treatment, and others do not seek it owing to stigma. That's very prevalent in many developing societies. Now do remember for UPSC, there's the name of these medicines, Hansen's disease, how it's a bacterial infection, and also how Chile becomes this unique first American country to have eliminated the disease itself. Now quickly a practice question. With reference to leprosy and other NTDs, consider these statements. 1. Leprosy is caused by a bacterium that mainly affects skin and peripheral nerves. 2. Elimination of leprosy means complete eradication of disease from a country. 3. MDT, multi-drug therapy, is recommended for leprosy, provided free of cost through WHO program. And last, leprosy is a classified neglected tropical disease by the WHO. Which of these statements are correct? It's an easy question. You can try to answer in the comment box. You must remember these facts for the exam. And now, do join our Telegram channel, which is a growing community of inquisitive UPSC aspirants, where I keep sharing UPSC related information, facts, questions, PDF of all my classes and all initiatives here at StudyIQ. And before I take your leave, I would love to announce a very exciting initiative, which is in the form of the UPSC Foundation GS sale. Now, if you are looking for UPSC professional guidance, then now at StudyIQ you can join our courses for 27 and 28 at a very discounted price. If you use my code SPLIVE, more discount is possible. And most interestingly, we are also now announcing another sale. That's the Safalta sale. So that's a very limited period offer where you will also get double validity, okay, apart from these two programs for 27 and 28. So use code SPLIVE, enroll, because all these are limited period offers, and what they give you in return is a complete 360 degrees UPSC performance preparation, revision, books, materials, mentorship. So enroll now, because for 27-28 the batches have started on 7th March, and the Safalta sale, the major sale with the double validity, has just begun. So you can call or mail us or contact us to inquire further details. Thank you so much.